In a draft full of talent from top to bottom, many studs were overlooked and are now looking to show what got them there in the first place. Although there was a ton of underrated talent, there are not many on the level of a former North Carolina star running back in Michael Carter.
Michael Carter on the return. Carter to the 30, breaks away. Carter up the sideline.
I already talked about Michael's small town start in an earlier video, so I'll be quick. But Michael grew up in Navarre, Florida, and went off in high school. As a senior, Michael had over 2,500 rushing yards and 45 touchdowns as he earned Florida Offensive Player of the Year honors by USA Today. Following his ridiculous high school career, Michael had interest from some big schools in Florida, Tennessee, and Louisville, but instead decided to choose North Carolina and became a Tar Heel. After solid freshman and then sophomore seasons, Michael broke the century mark as a junior with 1,003 yards and was named third team All-ACC. Going into his senior year, Michael was on the Doak Walker and Paul Hornung Award watch lists, with potential to be one of the best running backs in the nation. Although an absolute stud, Michael wasn't the only one doing his thing in North Carolina, as his bud Javonte Williams was killing it also, as the two formed a nearly unstoppable duo. The two were just on point in their last seasons in Chapel Hill, as they both were not only All-Americans, but upon that some of the best running backs in the entire country. Following such a stellar final year for the two, both were top 5 running back prospects going into the draft, and it all came to be as Javonte went early second round and Michael 4th.
The New York Jets select Michael Carter, running back, North Carolina.
Michael was the 5th running back taken as he went mid-4th round to join a Jets team that is looking to create something out of a dumpster fire. New York has been the laughingstock for years upon years as one of the worst teams in football, and although they changed their management and coaching, flipping a franchise is anything but easy, and so the team has a long road ahead of them. With all this new change comes a lot of trust in the talent of young players like Michael. Not only did the Jets draft a new running back, but a new quarterback and depth all across the team. Along with all the new draftees, the team picked up Corey Davis from Tennessee and Carl Lawson from Cincy, among many others. With all these new faces comes a lot of mystery, but it seems like Michael has what it takes to be an every down back and help out Zach Wilson a bit. Although he was coming from a dual threat attack in North Carolina, Michael has a ton of help with a bunch of weapons all over the offense, from Corey Davis to guys like Keelan Cole and a star in the making in Elijah Moore. Not only just that, but the team added some depth to the line with an underrated talent in Elijah Vera Tucker, who has the ability to open holes for my man Michael in the rushing game. With all this in mind, Michael is not alone in New York with all these studs around him, so it's going to be a pretty good spot for him to flourish and prove why he did so well with the Tar Heels. Before we talk some more about my man Michael, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more stuff like this, turn on noties in order to stay tuned, and grab a shirt if you want. Anyways, back to the video. The fact that someone as talented as Michael went 4th round is pretty surprising, but makes more sense when you consider the ridiculous depth in this year's draft class. It seems like more than ever there are rookies in starting spots early on, and it all comes down to the fact that there's just a ton of talent. Although one of the positions with the least depth, there was a ton of great running backs in the draft, and so it makes sense why guys like Najee Harris and Travis Etienne were bound to go above Michael time and time again. Nonetheless, Michael has been given a unique shot to gain a much greater workload than most of his colleagues with the Jets as a number 1 back. You know what, the fact that Michael fell down draft boards a bit was a blessing in disguise, and will give him the opportunity to break out in New York. It seems like Michael has already taken advantage of this situation early on, as his skills are on display in camp. Taking first team reps is always a good sign, but upon that, Carter has been able to make some big plays, with some long runs showing his quick feet and awesome vision. Even more so than his ability to break off a bunch of yards, is Michael's impressive acceleration once he gets to that next level. The combination of great line and back play could expand the offense quite a bit and provide Michael a bunch of opportunities to do his thing. Upon that, this season the Jets are looking to tune into the running game more so than they have before, and so it's looking like Michael could be in for a larger workload than he had in North Carolina. This all seems like a lot to juggle for any player, but Michael is not only a special athlete, but a great person, and that is always a good sign for future potential. While in North Carolina, Michael was able to uplift, and in fact help former OC Phil Longo deal with his daughter's type 1 diabetes diagnosis. While walking to the practice facility, the two talked for just a minute or so, but Phil was in stitches after, and in a much better mood than before. That's just what Michael's all about, as Phil would say. Upon that, Michael and his former teammate in Javonte still communicate, and in fact were giving each other pointers about what questions teams would ask. Having someone like that is so much more important than having the craziest athlete, and can be key to helping a young team get on the right track early on. No matter the case, Michael is just a great person to have around, and his mindset is truly one of a kind. Michael just seems to hate when people are down because he knows what it feels like, and his entire mindset is to uplift those in those types of situations. I mean, if you look on his Twitter, it's just pure inspiration, and it shows that Michael doesn't care about all the stupid stuff. As a whole, it just seems like Michael has a great mindset whenever he does, and upon that thinks that football should be fun all the time, even on those hard days and during the grind. And that way of looking at things is something I can get behind. Looking at all this has me extremely hopeful for his future in New York, and makes me think that he could be a big part of the Jets' turnaround. Michael Carter is one of those guys that you just want on your team, because he will give you 150% and then act like it's nothing. And that kind of mindset makes me think that he has what it takes to be special.
Look out, Carter's in the secondary and down the sidelines. It's a foot race. Can they catch him? They cannot!
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it would be awesome if you could subscribe, like, and comment down below what stuff you want next. Anyways, see you all soon and peace out.